last week. BlackRock reported, and if you want to watch one stock as a company as an example of what's going on in the ETF space, this is certainly it. We saw the dominance of their number one position overall. They have scale. They're the largest ETF provider out there. They have a very strong brand name in the iShares. They're very diverse. They have passive index. They have active. They are the leader in the ESG space right now. And they've taken that playbook, a page out of the Vanguard playbook, and kept fees as low as possible. Chris, I noted last week that their base rate, sort of an average of what they might charge, was 17 basis points. That's pretty remarkable when you consider that includes everything, but you can buy their IVV, their S&P 500, for 3 basis points. I mean, 15 years ago, a mutual fund was 100 to 125 basis points. You can buy the S&P 500 now for 3 basis points. That's, for you who don't know, it's $3 for a $10,000 investment. It's pretty remarkable, Chris.
It's unbelievable, and it's great. It's great news for you and I and Todd, and everyone else listening. It's a low-cost way to get, again, those core assets allocated to broad-based, core allocations in the portfolio. But, look, iShares and Vanguard, they fight it out hard. I make the reference a lot of times to Formula One. It's Mercedes versus Ferrari there. You've got the top two, performers there in terms of asset growth. But then there's a pretty big field, of other ETF issuers who are fighting for maybe not so much a lion's share of the assets, but fighting more for performance metrics. For a way to diversify away from a broader index like S&P. They do charge a little more for that. That's why you see the actual base rate a little bit higher than where their core assets sit.
Well, we're putting up a full screen here that it shows. I mean, everyone's got inflows last quarter over the first quarter, but some of the smaller ones like ARK Investment, this is not shown here, but Nuveen and Amplify, they had big jumps up. And I know, Chris, you have made this point in the past, saying that there's a difference between the managers who get the most assets, like BlackRock and Vanguard, and the managers who perform the best in their respective areas. I mean, Cathie Wood has gotten tremendous attention as an active manager in the ARK space. She had a huge position in Tesla that turned out to be correct. That fund's attracted a lot of money recently. So I think your point is well taken. While it's nice to see the big guys bringing in all this money, there are people doing very well for very specific reasons, Chris.
That's right. And I think a lot of it comes down to alpha generation above and beyond the core allocation. So how are managers, advisors, and wealth managers differentiating their clients' portfolios? They're going to always have a piece of those larger passive index-based products that are so heavily weighted towards iShares and Vanguard. But then when it comes to upweighting and adding some alpha and adding some manager discretion, they're looking to people like Cathie Wood and Nuveen and Index IQ and Amplify for different ways to differentiate the portfolio and add some alpha.
Yeah. Todd, bottom line here is money keeps going into those particular funds. But again, we should keep track of what's going on with the smaller ones as well. I don't want to simply say, it's true 5%, the top 5 fund families, particularly iShares and Vanguard, get 90% of all the assets under management. But there are other things out there to consider just besides how big they are, right?
Right. So you've got 90% going to or overall assets to those top 5 firms. According to CFRA's research, 82% of the flows have gone into those firms. So you've got more mid-sized firms. You guys touched on ARK earlier. JP Morgan and PIMCO are doing really well within active fixed income. You've got Global X with the thematic-oriented ETFs. There are certainly other players, and depending upon if you want to specialize in certain themes, you want to look besides the top 2 firms. There's some great firms that are out there offering compelling products.